This week in Gaelic Games, as we await the All-Ireland semi-finals, we review the season so far.
Cross leaves it to Fox. Setting up Michael Kenny, taking the return, and it's Cross. Oh, it's a great goal!
Kevin O'Neill sending a great ball into space. Running onto it is Ray Dempsey. The Knockmore man drives it in! A goal from Mayo!
He's lost his boot. Dropping it across, it's in! Derry!
Tomorrow at Croke Park in Dublin, there's the hurling doubleheader. In the first semi-final, it's Antrim against the reigning champions Kilkenny, followed by Tipperary against Galway. A week later, the Munster champions Cork meet Mayo from Connacht in the first football semi-final, and on August the 22nd, it's Derry from Ulster against the Leinster champions Dublin. Ulster football has never enjoyed as high a profile, with Down winning the All-Ireland title in 1991, and a year ago Donegal carried home the coveted Sam Maguire Cup. The draw for the highly competitive Ulster Championship suggested that while every game would be very close, the odds favoured a second successive final between Donegal and Derry. And against Down, the 1991 All-Ireland champions, Derry fully justified their pre-championship ratings.
Great failing by Cohen. There's the advantage of not only height but weight as he shrugged off that challenge from Greg Blaney. Tried to get the ball in towards, and eventually did succeed in getting Casting. Here's a man outside. Barton picks it up. Brian Burns is after him. What a great ball by Barton. Here's Heaney, the man who put the ball in the net in Santa Clark last year, gets a great goal on a brilliant start after 16 minutes for Derry. Damien Barton, the man who set up the Derry goal. Ferris in towards Cassidy. That was a great tackle by Collins. But just look at that for improvisation. The ball is broken. There's Richard Ferris. Free yet again, Eamon Burns. There's that jinxing run of Burns. Lovely balance by Burns. And the man who scored a magnificent point in the Athletic Grounds 2 years ago signals his return to the championship with a repeat performance. Conor Deegan couldn't get it. Dermot Heaney could. And at the moment, it's all Derry. Dermot Heaney. Still Heaney is a man outside him. As to substitute Burns. Brilliantly saved by Collins. Ferris! Nobody could pick him up. He was the spur man in the field. It's his championship debut. But look on the delight on Richard Ferris, as he is certainly put down out of the championship and Derry into the semi-finals.
Dermot Heaney made this goal with a strong purple run. Burns showed his coolness, but a great save by Neil Collins. Desperately trying to get across. Ferris, who had been supporting all the time, struck it very firmly. Here's Burns with it. Great save by Collins. But Ferris, who had run maybe 50 yards to get into this position, side-foots it strongly. Defender on the line got a hand to it, but couldn't stop it going to the net.
And Gormley kicks it high. The ball hangs, and it ends up in the back of the net by Eamon Burns. Burns stood with it, and what an inspirational substitution by Eamon Coleman for Derry's third goal of the afternoon.
In the semi-final, a revitalised Monaghan were able to match Derry, but only until the final quarter of the game.
Brian McCormick still manages to get the kick in towards centre. Gormley, brilliantly held by Gormley. High, over the bar. Up goes Tuchel. In sweeps McCormick. Decides to switch the play. Brawley's back in the championship. Left foot by Brawley. What a way to return to Casement Park. McGilligan at last comes into his zone, catches that ball, feeds it to Heaney. Men running off him if he can find him. Still Heaney. Decides to go it alone, and why not?
Brian McCarran only as far as Carl Diamond. Heaney gets it. Brawley runs into a cul-de-sac, switches onto the left foot. McGurk gets in, and Henry Downey, and eventually Brian McCormick hooks it over the shoulder. Brawley couldn't hold it. Heaney's in pursuit. The big Castle Dawson man puts it in yet again, and Gormley's under it. If this goes over, that is a classic score. Anthony Tuchel looks up, sees a man in front, and almost found him. Brawley has got it. Still Joe Brawley. Throws it up, throws it over, and the substitute has scored 3 delightful points since he come on in the second half, and he knows it.
On the other side of the draw, the defending champions Donegal, who were badly troubled by injuries, were less than impressive against Antrim, but they struggled through.
Their captain Mark McHugh feeds it to Donald Reid, and the short passing game, which was so prevalent in the first half and which released Jim McGuinness, does so again. And towards Manas Boyle it goes, well collected by Boyle despite the greasy ball. Martin McHugh takes over it yet again. The conductor of the orchestra works his way through, fires the shot in brilliantly over the bar. A typical Martin McHugh point. And Donegal attack again through Joyce McMullen. Still McMullen. There's the difference. Haggerty in the overlap. Haggerty with the shot, and Haggerty with the point.
And against Armagh in the semi-final, Donegal were to find things more difficult still.
And Houlihan, for once, evades Gallagher, gets inside him, still Jared Houlihan. The transfer to Marsden. Marsden was brought down. Rinley gets it, and we have a penalty in Breffni Park. McGurk versus Gary Walsh. Here he comes. The goal's in the net. Kieran McGurk. Into the space it goes, in front of Houlihan. This time Matt Gallagher got there, tripped over Mark McShane, and that's McQuillan, the man who scored a point in the first half, takes his look again. Brilliant point from McQuillan.
It's no place for the faint-hearted out there. Challenge has gone in right, left and centre.
Bonner gets it, Bonner holds on to it, tries to force his way through, gets it back into the substitute. We've now gone over the 35 minutes. Burns got it, couldn't get it, couldn't hold it. Michael Gallagher does. Michael Gallagher is fouled. And is there still a twist in the tail as Gallagher throws it in. The substitute, Duffy gets it. Duffy kicks it high. Duffy kicks it over the bar. And the man who come on, John Duffy from Civil Service, allows Brian McInniff to breathe again as the sides are level in the dying second.
If Donegal come out of Breffni Park today, it would have been an inspired substitution by Brian McInniff. Outside of the boot, he hadn't much room, but he did it all.
When they met again a week later, Donegal made no mistake, with John Duffy again an inspiration.
John Grimley beaten to that ball by Paul Carr. And now it's Joyce McMullen. Tackled fairly. And in the net! John Duffy, the civil service man, the man who brought the two teams back today, has got Donegal off to the perfect start. Brian Murray crashed in, Michael Gallagher collected it, and Declan Boyle, a young man with a checkered career. He's had spells with Finn Harps and trials with Aston Villa. Duffy is the man who collects, and Duffy drives it over. McQuillan versus McShane. McShane gets it, and the amount of space that Donegal have at the moment is possibly causing Jim McCoy a lot of worries. Murray has a man inside him. That man is Mark McShane. McShane turns off his line and needs Smith attempts, but can't do anything about it as Donegal get off to a dream start.
conditions were nightmarish at Clonus when Donegal and Derry met in the final, and Derry coped the better to reverse the 1992 outcome.
Back come Derry, McCusker, Gormley. He decides to try his luck from way out in the wing, and that's a sign of a classy player. Well, if ever you needed an indication of the conditions, there they are. That ball was James McHugh's all the way, stuck in the water, and now Anthony Toll decided to try his luck with his left foot. Beautiful fielding by Damien Cassidy, and that shot from the wing by Damien Cassidy brings the sides level after 30 minutes. And now an opportunity, and here's Dermot McNichol. McNichol introduced as a substitute, makes his point and scores his point. Good play by the Derry defence. Barton couldn't get it, but Paul Carr didn't, and what's more important, Derry retained possession. Damien Cassidy. Cassidy moves in, a lovely right-footed chip by Cassidy, fooled the defender, and Anthony Toll emerges with it. Looks for support. Barton. Will he try his luck? He does, and finds the target.
So it was Derry's title as for the second year running, the reigning All-Ireland champions failed to retain their Ulster crown. Ulster's All-Ireland semi-final opponents would come from Leinster, where the form book indicated that once again it would be Dublin against Kildare.
He's fouled. It's going to be a free to Wicklow.
But Kildare, last year's beaten finalists, found life difficult in their opening game against Wicklow.
Here's Raymond Dan's kick. Huge one inside there, touched on, and it's a goal! Great fetch by Seamus Dowling. Good support play. The entire full back line then eventually getting the ball out, but only as far as Billy Kenny, and here it comes for Colin Day. Save, if not sin! Tom Harris. Martin Lynch moving in menacingly. Kildare needing a goal quickly. Martin Lynch might supply it. He does! O'Connell. Nicely forward to Johnny MacDonald with 3 minutes left. Kildare know what they must do. They've got to try and get a goal somehow. Martin Lynch. Still Lynch. He's got one! Another goal for Martin Lynch.
Delight and relief for Kildare, and they were in much more confident mood in their semi-final with Offaly.
Flaking it down with snow on it on this hot day in Burnley. Davy Dalton to Glenn Ryan. Now Kildare have got to show the mettle. Johnny MacDonald to Lynch. Lethal coming onto the play like that. Oh, great run by Lynch. Get on his left foot, get on his right hand, get it on anything, and over the bar. Number 11. Now the unmistakable Niall Buckley. Dropping it in there, the keeper. It's in the net! Now Glenn Ryan. Glenn Ryan to Liam Miley. Miley to Lynch. Here he goes again. A fierce drive through the centre. Johnny MacDonald. Into Lynch. Lynch to Miley. Miley to... Take it out. Great goal by Kildare.
As this second half commences, Dublin make one change. Paul Beelan is now playing at centre.
Dublin, the reigning National League champions, had defeated both Wexford and Westmeath, but in the semi-final they had by far their toughest game, and against their oldest rivals, Meath.
Tommy Dowd giving it to John McDermott in front of the posts. Oh, that's a lovely point. Goes back to Paul Beelan. Great run by Jack Sheedy, bursting his way through, giving it to Charlie Redland. Oh, what a goal! Now that is magic. Charlie has now got 1 goal and 5 points in this semi-final. A ball into space aimed at Colm O'Rourke, giving it outside to David Beggy. He loves to run at the Dublin defence, giving it outside to Stafford, to PJ Gillick, and that is straight over the bar. The look of the green, and that's a lovely ball in towards Tommy Dowd, who's now been more mobile out around the half-forward line. Gets it across to Colin Brady. It was a terrible pass to PJ Gillick. going for the equaliser, and he's done it! Charlie hitting it straight in through, and it puts Dublin back in front as Brian Stafford. He's looking for a quick one. To Colm O'Rourke from way out the field. Is it another equaliser? It is! We're into injury time in Croke Park, and here come Dublin. Niall Guyton giving it back to Pat Gilroy. It's up to Tom Howard. Can Dublin avail of it? Charlie Redmond, well blocked down by O'Malley. If he never did anything else, he did well to get that one. And Jack Sheedy sends it over. And everybody is on their feet. Not alone the hill, but all around. The referee blows the final whistle. Jack Sheedy scores the winner in injury time. Dublin get revenge over their arch rivals.
And that set up a repeat of the 1992 final, Dublin against Kildare. There was plenty of excitement, but only a few memorable moments.
Trying to take it away from Keith Barr. That's good defensive play. Now Desi Farrell. Farrell looking for another Dublin score. Dissecting the post magnificently. Dublin has a habit of doing well in matches against Kildare. Charlie Redmond was allowed the latitude by loose marking. Belted forward there. Runs on to Pat Gilroy. Looking for another score. That's a great point. The backs grouping well, trying to hold up Vinnie Murphy and company. Passing outside to Heary. Such good understanding. Mick Galvin kicking. That's a great point. Vinnie Murphy going away to top of the left. Davy Dalton following. Vinnie angling for the score. A fine point, the first of the match. Niall Buckley looking for a score here. Dropped in well. Fisted. Over. Davy Dalton calling well. Here's McLaughlin once again. Declan Kerrigan. Left-footed. Trying to sail this one over the bar with accuracy. Rainbow. Great cover there by Eamon Heary. Dermot Deasy. And Heary can't take that ball away from Martin Lynch, and it runs on to Johnny MacDonald for Kildare. They need a score here, and MacDonald provides it, and there are only 4 between them now. Johnny Barr now. Powerful frame as he makes his way forward menacingly. Running into stout challenges, kicking with accuracy, and the quick Dublin response.
Dublin responding then to all challengers in Leinster to retain their provincial title and to win a place against Derry in the All-Ireland semi-final.
That's it. I took up Brian's advice on the 7th horse in the accumulator, and in it came 7th. But like my Murphys, I'm not bitter. Especially as I had a side bet on the St Barnabas steeplechase.